Hey, what's up, guys? This is Jetstorm. I just got done, I thought recording this, but it didn't actually record, so we're going to try this again. What I have for you today is this bad boy. This guy right here. I'm not talking about this, talking about this. This is the FU 26650, the fuck you, from Vape Overload. And she's a beast. She weighs just under a pound without a battery in it. And it's pretty good. It's got some good and some bad things, and we'll go over that over the next couple minutes. Hopefully this won't drag on too long. I won't try to ramble on too much for you. But anyway, like I said, the FU 26650. I will go ahead and focus this for you. Bam. Pretty beast, right? I have in here an MAKE 3500 milliamp battery, typical 26650 battery. Oh, here, I'll show you the button. Pretty bitchin' button. I have it recessed all the way in. You can see that little ring around it. I think it looks pretty sweet like that. This is, now, mind you, this is my first video for a mod review, so bear with me. As I do more reviews, I will get better, but I figured we'll start off my first video with something badass. So, back to focus we go. I have on this the giant still air, the 28.5 or 28 millimeter big Addy on it, still air clone. This thing measures in, I'm sure you can see that, at 35 millimeters. This thing is ginormous. Now, just to give you a reference, Authentic Hades, bam, look at this motherfucker. It's huge. Yeah, it's and the Hades is lightweight. Here's a big nasty. It's just friggin' huge. One more reference for you. This is Attack Works. Don't mind the sticker, paintball sticker. I play paintball. This is Attack Works 200 watt Raptor. Hammond box. This has got batteries in it, mind you. 3 18650s, and here's a size comparison to it. It is just huge, and I can tell you right now, this weighs more than my Raptor. It weighs way more than my Raptor. With the battery and with the Addy on there, it's got to be pushing 2 pounds. I feel like I should be lifting weights. Like every time I do a little pull, just it's like I'm lifting weights. So, babe. That was 1 rep. We'll be doing more throughout the video. Anyway, back to the mod, me being stupid. Yeah, as you can see, this thing hits hard. It's amazing how well this hits, and I will give hats off to them. They weren't kidding. This thing hits like a freight train, or Godzilla masturbating, or whatever the fuck you want to say. Stole that from Grim Green. Shout out to Grim Green. Anyway, yeah, this thing hits hard, and it's got I think part of it is because it's copper all the way through. No silver plated pins, no brass, none of that. It's just simple. It's got really nice tolerances on it. They were stressing that. I will zoom in for you a little, or focus it for you a little bit. Yeah, this thing has got tolerances that are super tight, not wiggly at all. As you can see, it's super quiet, not squeaky, none of that. Super chunky threads. Yeah, this thing is just awesome. Anyway, here is the contact on the inside. Pretty nice. This has magnets in it. I'm not going to take it apart for you. I could, but it's just like any other magnet setup. It's got 2 opposing magnets. You know how that works. Opposites and all that jazz. So, yeah, it's got that in it. Yeah, super quiet. It doesn't squeak, none of that. Take off the top for you. I'm keeping it blurry. Sorry. I want to show you the top piece. Here's the top. As you can see, it's really good copper, really nice. I like their I guess that's an octagon pin. Self-adjusting. As you can see, it's way in there for the still air. That'll be one of the cons we'll talk about. Also, you can see the Delrin, huge Delrin piece in there. It is an auto-adjusting top, which is nice, but also is, or as I will tell you, it has its shortcomings as well. Um, if you know what the AR mod is, it's fashioned after that. But as they see, it was the AR guys are assholes. I don't really know. I'm not saying they are myself. I've never bought the AR. I know I have a couple friends with it. It had some issues. This pretty much seems to alleviate all of them. I got this built at 0.125, so it hits really well. I almost say it puts out for if you were to call wattage wise, it hits at the wattage I run my box at just as well. Not quite as warm, but it hits just as well. And it's one battery, so it'll last me probably all day long. So pros, hits hard. I love the knurling on this. You can probably see that. Focus. There you go. You can see the knurled on there on the top and on the bottom. It has no locking ring. It doesn't need one. It just sits, bam. It ain't gonna fire. At least I've not had it fire yet. Some people might not like how it's got these kind of sharp edges on there. If you look really close, I'll try to zoom or focus it for you. If you look at the way they are, yeah, they look like they're sharp. They are kind of sharp, but I've already seen pictures of people putting these, or putting like little like sights and stuff on them, because they pretty much are like a Picatinny rail. And I think that's kind of neat. Gimmicky, whatever. Call it what you will. I think it's cool. So that's pretty much the only other pros I have. Hits hard, looks cool. It's a beast, it's heavy. If somebody tried to mug you, could bop them with this and be on your merry way. But now we're going to get onto the cons. Excuse me. One of the cons being, can you hear this? This still air clone doesn't have a very good 510 on it. It's very, very, very close to not sticking out at all. Now I'm going to try to focus this and you'll see what I mean. It doesn't really practically protrude. I don't know if all the still airs, big still airs are like this, but mine is. And even though it's auto adjusting, it doesn't auto adjust enough. The pin inside of it is not long enough on top to auto adjust to make sure that that doesn't get any battery rattle. Now, if I put my, like this guy, CLT V2 Plus, it's got an adjustable 510 on it, put my Doge on it. I haven't put like my 454 big block on there, but I would imagine most Addies that have an adjustable 510, screw it out a little bit, you can make up and get rid of the battery rattle. Would be, it's kind of a small oversight depending on how you look at it. It's kind of annoying to me. Has it auto fired because of it? No. Has it arced? Not that I know of. Not yet, at least. That remains to be seen. But it's just a small gripe. Now, I was in a list for 6 months for this thing, and I finally got it. If you know who Vape Overload is, they make the 26650 Unicorn, and now the 18650, 18490 SoCal Limited Edition, so on and so forth. They make those, and all the unicorns I've ever seen, those things are flawless. This is not even remotely close, and I'm going to focus it for you, and we're already at 9 minutes. I apologize if this video ends up being 15 minutes long or more. But right here, trying to show it to you, I don't know if it's going to actually focus it. Like right there, you see that big ass ding? Yeah, it's got a ding in it, and it's actually got dings in other spots. You can see one right there on the corner, and it's got a couple other little dings elsewhere on this thing. Kind of let down by that. You would think for all the quote-unquote time and care they put into this thing, it would have came to me flawless. It came in bubble wrap, and they packaged it as best as they could. It got sent in a USPS flat rate box, 2-day over, priority shipping, and it did not come to me flawless. Kind of pissed about that. This thing is like, you want to show it off to your friends. You want to have people wondering what it is. And I guarantee you walk around town with this thing, you walk into your vape shop with this thing, you're going to get questions. I walked into the vape shop a few hours ago because they're open till midnight, and I barely walked through the door and I had somebody already ask, "What in the hell is that? Oh my God." And then, "What the fuck are you vaping on?" So it's a good conversation piece. But at the same time, who wants a conversation piece that's got dings and stuff when you just got it? It's not like I dropped it on the ground and had to have some elaborate story as to what happened. Oh, I got tripped, oh, I got pushed out of a moving car, or whatever. No, it came to me like that. So yeah, kind of disappointed. Next gripe, and the biggest gripe, other like I told you, I've already got the battery rattle problem and the dings. Here is my biggest gripe of all. So we'll start with this right there. It says USA and China. They flew over Shenzhen and made this, which is awesome. But if you can see that, look where it says USA and China. Do you notice it starts to taper down towards the bottom, and it's not all like centered in the middle like you would think a mod would be? Yeah, it doesn't just do that there. It also does it right there on the FU 26650 portion. It is not straight. It gets worse as it goes down. And then it does it right there on the number too. Number 206. There you go. See, it's crooked. What kind of crap is that? It's got super deep engraving. And here, I'll show you the button again. The button looks awesome. That looks perfect. But then the rest of this doesn't. What kind of crap is that? I waited all this time, and you would think, like I said, this thing would be flawless, but it is far from. I don't know who did their engraving. They supposedly put this through quality control. If they put it through quality control properly, you would think they would notice that, unless they were just rushing to get this out before Christmas time, which they also failed on that. That's not 100% their fault. Post office, holiday times, etc. You can't expect certain things when you get it back into town a week before Christmas. You can't expect it to make it everywhere before Christmas, so it's not all their fault. Part of it, but it's not all their fault. I feel like I'm griping or rambling on about all the problems. It's got some cons. What can I say? It was only 110 bucks. So it was half or even less than that versus what a typical authentic mod costs. Now I've got other authentics. I've got a Cartel sitting there. I've got Stingray. I've got my Stingray X authentic. I've got, you saw my Hades, you saw my Big Nasty. I've even got the FU Fuhattan, all silver plated. That thing is perfect. Engraving is perfect on it. Tolerances are great, and it hits good. That cost me $45 or $40. Didn't even have to pay for shipping. That came to me flawless. So this is double the cost. Like I said, only 109, 110 bucks, but it's got issues. I just feel like since they made the unicorn and all the videos I watched with the unicorn, that this got pushed to the wayside. Now, like I said, I don't know if it was rushing because they're trying to get to Christmas or what, but I just feel like there could have been more quality control. If they would have told me that, I had to wait an extra 2 weeks before I got it because they want to ship it with the box that it's supposed to come with, which I'm going to get in a couple weeks, hopefully. I would have gladly done that if it meant that it got to me in perfect shape. But that still does not fix the engraving on this. Like I said, that is my biggest gripe of everything. From far away, you don't even notice it. It's an afterthought. But if one of my friends looks at this thing, they're going to inspect it up and down. They're going to go, dude, what's with all the dings? And what's with the janky-ass engraving on there? Why is it all crooked? At least it's all spelled right. Well, of course, they're going to spell their own name right. But, China, spell the USA right. I feel like they dropped the ball. This thing could have been so badass. Now, am I going to use this every day? I'm going to use it for probably the next week, put it through its paces, make sure that nothing else comes up. Am I going to use it every day after that? No. My normal everydayer is my 200 watt Raptor. I take that to work every day, and I do this little thing I like to call McMod Mondays. On Monday it is my Friday, and I rock a McMod all day long. And I'll probably start using this. I try to use something different every week, but I think I'll be putting this into my regular, uh, I guess, regimen or regular use items. But yeah, I'm just super disappointed in that one bit. Now I'm actually starting to ramble. I just can't get over the engraving. It is like the most important thing on it. It shows that it was theirs and it's got the number on there. They could have at least gotten the FU 26650 and the serial number straight, and maybe slacked on the USA China part. But no, all of them are messed up. I guess you could say that they are uniform because they messed up all three sides, whatever. Uh, I guess I can talk about how it could be uncomfortable to some people. I'm already getting used to it. Getting used to the weight. No, I was kidding. Getting used to the sharper edges on it. I just cow and clawed or whatever you want to call it. And it's fine. Not a big deal. It works for me. I mean, like I said, you could middle finger, ring finger, even pinky fire it. It's a little harder to pinky fire now that I've got the button a little farther recessed in, but it doesn't have Manhattan-esque hard, stiff magnets in there. I might see if I can get an upgrade to it, but my other gripe, they don't even have replacement parts for this yet, so if you fuck it up, don't drop this, or else you're going to have to live with the drops, ding marks and scratch marks and stuff, because they have no replacement parts for this. They don't even have replacement magnets, button, or anything. So keep that in mind as well. So this is a 17-minute video. Sorry that's such a long video for my first one. Let me know in the comments below what you think. If I did a good job on my first video, what I could do to improve it. I'd like to get a better setup. Show you some up close, take the button apart, etc., etc. But yeah, first video done. Anyway, like I said, if you have any questions or comments, put them down below. I'll try to answer them to the best of my ability. Let me know if you want an update video in the future, after a couple weeks or a month, and I can let you know after using it if anything has changed. If they have a response, I put a very in-depth comment on their Vape Overload Facebook page. Maybe I'll link it down here. I don't know. But yeah, just look them up online, www.vapeoverload.com. I think they've got 50 of these left, but based on everything I've shown you, it's going to be up to you whether or not you're willing to live with $110 of imperfections. I'm happy I got it, but at the same time, I'm really disappointed in what this could have been. So you guys have a good night, and I'm unfortunately stealing this from Twisted. Whatever it takes to keep you off the stinkies, whatever it takes to keep you off smoking the analogs, more power to you. And I'm also stealing this from Grim Marine, but everybody keep on vaping.